All right, guys, welcome to the Round Leather podcast. We're here again bringing you the hottest football review. First off, we're starting with the biggest game this weekend, the Manchester Derby. That's now, I must say, it's now a disappointment. It's not really the Derby that it used to be. I mean, Fola, you people made easy dispatch of United today. Like, how are you feeling after that game?
Ecstatic. I'm not even going to lie. I'm too happy. Well, I mean, I predicted it. I called Dami, I think, after Tottenham loss. And then I told him, I said, look, I understand Tottenham beating us, but mind you, Man is going to collect. Man always collects from us. I mean, the last game, they won, they scored at the 88th minute and 90th minute, which was left to me. I think City just had very, very tired legs because that game, we should have won that game. So with Amorim there, I just pray he just keeps staying there. When they're about to sack him, I pray they get one win so that he'll stay, and then we'll keep.
Extend his contract.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Something like
So
that.
it
But yeah,
stay.
I'm happy that we won today. It was very predictable that we're going to win.
I mean, let's touch on some of your players out there. I mean, Rodri is back. A lot of people have said Rodri will never get back to his best again. His ACL is done.
Mm.
Do you see Rodri today? It looked a bit fine. Sometimes it looked a bit off the park. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I
we,
agree. I agree. I don't think Rodri is back. I think it'll take some time for him to get back, to be honest. Um, what he did to get that Ballon d'Or, we all saw it. We saw how he controlled the midfield. We saw his first touch, even his second touch, but now it's just off. I won't lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to say, oh, Rodri, because we have Rodri, we're winning. He complained about everybody making childish mistakes. That was against Brighton. I would say he's the one that made most of the childish mistakes today. He Yes, not even his first touch. There was one first touch he made, which gave United a chance. There was another one with the second touch. I feel it's going to take a long time. When I say long time, maybe maybe about 10 games, half the season for him to get back in form. Um, a year is a long time to get away from football, let's not lie. And also his fears for his knees. But watching him, I don't see that fear. There are many footballers that have knee injuries, and the way they play, you see them protecting the knee. I don't see him. I see him still diving into tackles. I see him still going for the ball. So I'm still hopeful. Let me just say I'm hopeful that he
I
gets back
mean,
in form.
Rodri is arguably City's one of City's most important pieces because it lets you play on the high line. It lets you camp the opposition in their half because he's very good at being in the right place to stop the
Mm,
defense. And also, one thing Rodri does is he coordinates your defensive line and all
yes,
of that. Man
yes.
United today had a lot of chances.
Hmm.
They ran through you, to be
Hmm.
honest,
Many
but
times.
they were just clueless in the final third.
Hmm.
They didn't know what to do. Like,
Yeah,
how big of a problem is this for Man City if you people cannot still stop transitions against you?
I think it's huge. Um, I wouldn't say we're back. Like I was telling Dami that Manchester derbies can go either way. So I won't use this match to judge our performance with other team. That transition issue is still going to be a problem as long as we don't have legs in that midfield. We have I feel what Pep did today was put Rodri, Reinders, and Foden in midfield. Reinders and Foden because they can track back. But I feel we still need a couple of games to get there. I felt very, very confident when we were defending because there's one thing I always complain about City, right back issues. You know, Kuzanov in that right back was a revelation. Many teams tend to use their left, which is our right back, to go into City because they know we have an issue. When Man United saw that there wasn't any chance in that right I mean, they started using the left, which is O'Reilly, who is not a natural left back again. Another Pep issue of him putting midfielders in defense. So I'm not really scared of the transition issues for now because the right back issue has been solved. Hopefully, Nori will be back. He's not the best defensively, but I feel he's a natural right back and he'll do natural left back and he'll do better than O'Reilly. So I'm not too bothered about the transition because many teams, if you check it, many teams um, get caught up in that transition phase, but their defense is solid. Once you have a very good defense, I feel you can actually block any chance from getting in the post.
I mean, let me go to Dami on this one. Like, I remember watching City and just looking at their team and looking at their bench and being like, oh my God, what is this? Like, it doesn't just feel that way anymore. Like, this, what do you think about the City team? I know they won today and they played really well, but like, is this City team still built for winning? Can they really cleanse a lot of games like this, or this is just a one off?
Yeah, so I think City have been brought back to earth. They don't know what it feels to be human. Gone are the days where you want to face City and everybody's beginning to scratch their heads. Let's not concede three, let's not concede four. If you turn up on your good day, you'll be able to beat City. And I think Pep is overdoing it. Trying to you had Ake on the bench. I don't know why you're trying to use O'Reilly for left back when you could just play Ake there. Or maybe I don't know. Pep is just trying to be Pep, but nobody cares anymore about Pep. We're going to take you head on. Sorry, head on, and we're likely to even get a point or get 3 points against you. So that's the thing about City now. So City is now human. City reminds me of the present Messi. Back then, you wanted to play against Messi, you'd be scared, but now, now.
I think you're gonna mute.
Yeah, but now but now we.
Okay, let me go to Fola here. Pep. People are saying, word out there, that Pep has gotten to his limit and he can't do it again for City. Should Pep be looking to move on? Can he still rebuild this team? Like, what are your thoughts here? That's the follow. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think Pep has been figured out, and I think uh the season that was 2 seasons ago when we won the league, when we won just the league, when Arsenal bottled it, to be honest, because Arsenal should have won it. Um, I feel that was the season that Pep got figured out. Um, Many people think it's last season, but we City fans that understand what is going on and all, he got figured out that season. That was 2 seasons ago. So I don't think Pep has that Pep factor again. Another thing is the fact that you have to change all your assistant coaches and coaches. That shows that there's a problem with you, bro. It's not with the coaches and everything. Him changing all of that just kind of showed us that he admitted it. He has run out of ideas. He needs fresh ideas. So he may have not said run out of ideas, but he said he needed fresh ideas. So that just shows me that it's Pep Reinders and Kolo Toure doing most of the work because when they score, you see him pointing at them and going to hug them. So obviously, they're the ones implementing a lot of things to the team.
Wow. But anyways, you can look on the bright side. I mean, what's your hope in this season? Really, the can these performances really carry on? Like or it's just like it's a one off.
It's a one-off. Um, I told damn it, I'm just going to watch football for watching football's sake this season. I'm not expecting any trophies from City this season. Maybe FA Cup if somebody tough goes out like last season. Hopefully, we get another Crystal Palace chance and not bottle it. But This season, I'm just looking at two teams this season, Arsenal and Liverpool, but not City this season. I'll be very surprised if my team can get there and actually challenge for it. I'll be very, very surprised and ecstatic.
Anyways, let's speak on the other side of Manchester United.
So sorry, just to add, for
Yeah.
City, I think this is the first time in a long time where we're starting a season and people are making prediction on who is going to win the league, and nobody's calling City anymore. Nobody ever thought that that time will come, and you're trying to predict the winners of the league come May, and people are like, maybe Liverpool, Arsenal, and maybe City might come third. So it's a good thing. Like I said, welcome back to Earth. Nothing is permanent. The only constant thing is change. And now City now knows what it feels to be a regular team.
We've been a regular team before now. What are you saying?
City now want to be a regular team again under Pep again.
We were,
So,
because
welcome
during
back, my brothers in
Pellegrini,
arms.
Mancini, we were normal teams.
I've been looking forward to this day. Because those days, the bronze prime. 100 points, 100 goals a season. We're like, this is not the football now. The other turn our league to Farmers League to look. 4 straight leagues. And Pep was, 4, thinking of going to fifth.
You are top of the world.
Like, top of the world.
An interesting man once said, eras come to an end. And
Yeah.
I think we're at
And
that
I think
end
that era has come to an end now. So
We are.
that's why I just welcome back, and enjoy your
Thank you,
your
bro.
your 3 points and your 3 goals against Manchester United.
Bitter rival.
Speaking of United, now another project, and it seems like this project is going down the drain again. What is it with United? They can never seem to get it right. I mean, this is not the 5th manager, 6th manager, 7th manager. It's like they keep starting this process all over again. I mean, I'm going to go to Dami on this one. What exactly is United's problem? I think even for United's fan, at this point, is everybody's confused now.
I think the only thing by now, it should be Amorim out. That should be the hashtag everywhere.
Another sacking.
See, I don't understand. Chelsea has done it over and over again till they got it right. All the trophies they've been getting over the period of years they've been getting is, see, if it's not working, move on. Don't force it. Nobody cares if you sack 5 people. Nobody remembers that Chelsea have changed clothes like a 10-year just at the end of the match because they're getting results. They won, even if it's the precision trophy, like I like to call it, at the present World Cup winner, whatever they want to call the cup, World Club Cup, World Cup champions, and they just brought a new manager because the last one they didn't think he was fit. Same thing with Amorim. By now, should be gone. First things first, and his presser made it worse. How do you lose 3-0 in that kind of embarrassing manner? And the first thing you have to say is you're not going to change your style of play when it's clearly not working. And you're saying you're not going to change it. Why would you make a statement like that? This kind of thing costs you your job. Everybody knows that coaches need to be flexible. If you are defensive minded and you find yourself in a position, for example, that your defensive tactics are not working, make adjustments. When Ateta came to Arsenal, everybody love Arsenal football, tiki-taka. And the guy looked at this team and he said, if I play you tiki-taka, I will concede. And he said, I'm blocking it. Forget the club philosophy. I need to put us in a position where people are not looking at us and before the match are saying, Arsenal, is going to lose or, we don't have the balls or whatever. That's just it. The contact in it. And Ateta played under tiki-taka football. He was assistant manager to Pep, that you would have thought he was going to bring tiki-taka of Pep. He worked under Arsene Wenger as his captain, tiki-taka, and he came and said, see, forget those guys. Same thing I expect Amorim to do. You can't come and be telling me, I think is it 3-4-2-1 or whatever I'm using today. It's not working. You played Luke Shaw. I don't know how Luke Shaw played 90 minutes in that match. I don't even know how. Unless maybe the guys engaged to your daughter or something, or there's no reason. Like he has lost it. He first took Ahmad to the left wing when Ahmad strengths at the right wing. He's just trying different things and it's not just working. You're looking for a goal. You always look towards Maguire to get the goal for you, bringing a defender when you're losing 3-0. to hopefully that's not the idea now. I think he has lost it, and I don't care. I always tell people, some people are like, "Oh, you want to sack another manager again?" But if the manager is not delivering results, why are you keeping him? Let him go till you get it right. Start just it. We keep switching them till you get it right. Chelsea style of football, and then again, he's working for Chelsea. Why can't he work for Man U? Sack him by now. We should be talking about when is Amorim going to leave, because the next match is Chelsea. I don't see him getting 3 points against Chelsea. I don't even see it happening. Best case, a draw. And if Chelsea, now that Kopama is back and they're in their groove, they might win that match again 4-3 or something crazy.
One thing I can't understand with Amorim is I just don't understand what his setup is. When Menu came on, Menu looked very good. Menu had a bit of composure at that midfield. He helped them keep the ball. He got the ball going.
Giving the pass.
Why is he not?
And the guys on the bench.
Like,
I don't understand.
Why?
I feel he has a problem with Meno. A personal issue with Meno. Because Meno actually, if you remember, last day of the transfer window, he put up a transfer request. He wanted to go on loan and they blocked it. I don't think Meno has that drive to be on the field for Man U as well, because I think he was very close with Garnacho, right? And
so Meno asked for, in the contract, according to reports, that he asked for a very huge salary increase, and Man U were not happy with his request. But then again, if you think it's worth it, pay him. That's what you think is worth. So that's for that. And then again, I think my second problem is the coach is the problem. We've seen players leave Man U and do well. We said, oh, McTominay was not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Oh, see, the guy was flourishing in Napoli last season,
Best player
MVP, one MVP
in
of
Serie A.
One year later, Haaland is not good enough. He might not be good enough. We don't know. He has went to Napoli. He scored yesterday. The same Haaland that before he was in a good drought for how long at Man U. So then again, this guy might just be the problem.
Last season.
Anthony, same thing. Went to Real Betis. Sorry. They even have a chance for him already. Same thing. So the guy might just be the problem. So I think
if I am
Man U fans, I'm sorry, it's time for him to go.
If I'm Menu's agent, I'll be scared for him, because it's like he should be scared for his future. Clearly the team is not progressing, and if you're a player in there, especially a young player, it would affect your growth and progression. So I think it's a good idea for Menu to find out how he can leave that club. He needs. I think
everybody wants to leave. Rashford said, "I don't want to play under him." Garnacho said, "I don't want to play under him." Everybody wants to just leave. Everybody that thinks that they are good enough don't want to play under him. So it speaks a whole lot. The only guys that want to play under him are these Arsenal's academy boys. You have guys like Haven and guys like Chidiobi. I say it's Amorim or nothing.
Because
their career is working out for them
now. You because they have a chance to play.
I really hope they have that chance, but let's see. Story for another day.
Yeah.
United have always had a problem with scoring goals. Going into this season, they invested heavily in their strike force. Heavily. Right? Bringing in Cunha, Mbemo, and Benjamin Sesko. Like, now, turns out their expected goals is around 8 point something. So they have a lot of expected goals. But Man United have only managed to score half of that, 4 goals. So, like, what's going on? This new strike force, and it's not producing what they intended. They still can't score goals. How does that even work for you to buy a new entire strike force and you still cannot score?
All I have to say, this is game week 4 and Sesko is on 0 goals. but they said it's my striker that wears Timberland boots. I don't know what the guy is wearing. He's wearing Skechers that are too light or too. I don't know what he's wearing. And what's telling me about the Sesko guy and the body for almost 80, 75 million thereabouts, it doesn't look as if he's about to score. For example, sometimes as a striker, when you get him, he might not be scoring, but you can see that the goal is coming.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm getting into chances, keeper is making saves, hitting the bar kind of thing. Like, the guy was not existing.
He was lost.
The pitch. And like I said, the future doesn't get any easier. He's playing Chelsea next week. So I'm like, what's going on? Umbuemo, sometimes it shows his flashes here. He had a very great shot that Donna had to, fantastic keeper to, save that shot. So I think the problem first is I don't know if it's the formation, but whatever it is, I'm willing to try something new. It's not working. And I think we can sit down and say that lazy analysis, but that's the truth. Mix things up. If I'm trying something, it's not working, just let me try something else.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that Boehme is a bad player all of a sudden, scoring 20 league goals last season, and next thing now, he's struggling to find his feet. Shesko, I don't know. I don't know if it's good enough. But then again, hope it's another 75 million down the drain.
You've never been a fan of Shesko, damn it. You and I know. You've never been a fan
And he's
of
proving me right. Like, they keep saying he can jump as high as they want to. That is very funny. He did a personal video about him jumping high. And then again, where does he want to jump to when he's not? Don't let me just talk. I beg. Man,
I mean, when I look at Shesko, when I looked at Sesko and I did the analysis last season, I told Arsenal fans, Sesko doesn't just spend enough time in the opposition box, and it's not generating enough shots, so he's not going to be scoring goals. And when you look at Sesko currently, I'm trying to understand why they're inexperienced, doesn't score goals, and they need goals. How does that even work? They're not even using a false nine system. Like, I would say if Liverpool did that kind of signing, or Arsenal, we still know how to use the false nine system. Arsenal, Man United is not using that kind of system. Why then bring in someone like Sesko? Because I think, even though I don't rate him that highly, I think he's just going to suffer he's going to suffer because of the system.
Yeah, I agree. It's the formation. The only reason why your strikers don't score is if your midfield isn't feeding your strikers. The midfield and
But for you have Bruno there, which is one of the most creative players in EPL. I don't know.
Bruno is way back. Is in front of the defense.
Yeah, Bruno
he's
is
playing true. That's another way. He plays too deep sometimes too. So I don't know.
Yeah, so I think there's a problem with the formation, especially in the Premier League. That formation, no, it doesn't work. And with Shesko or Biseshko or whatever, Tesco or whatever they want to call him, if, for example, you're having that player right there and you have so many players just trying to, because he's the one alone over there, if you look at how the formation is built, and him just being alone there, this is the Premier League. All the centre backs are built in the gym. They're not there for jokes. They're not there for you twisting and turning around them. They're going to pull you down. They're going to bully you. Today, look at how Ruben Diaz bullied him. Like, everybody says Ruben Diaz sleeps in the gym. So, and that is how almost every centre back is. Gabriel sleeps in the gym. Saliba, they sleep in the gym. Those are strong guys. Van Dijk. So you can't come to the Premier League and think that just because you're tall, you can bully the centre backs. Maybe in Germany, maybe in Italy, you can do all of that, but this is the Premier League. Sorry, it just doesn't work. I think the formation has an issue. I think the coach not adapting is another big issue. Like Dami said, if you can come and say you are not changing your formation, you're not changing your style of play, and that style of play is not working, it's time to go.
How is someone using 5 defenders and still conceding that much? Like, we've seen coaches like Antonio Conte, Mourinho use 5 defenders and still be able to play attack, but they don't concede. How is someone conceding with 5? I mean,
they're schoolboy defenders now. Then Luke Shaw has no business being in that lineup anymore now. As a centre back for that matter, he has no business. So that's schoolboy. This is the first goal that they considered. Doku had enough chance to, you miss the first cross. He put his head. Look at Foden was just standing all alone. Foden out of everybody, like he was just all alone there, and he had the chance to adjust his head very well. or like I don't want to even, he did a very stylish.
It was like posing for the camera.
Yes, I posing for the camera. I'm like, why your 3 center backs? How many are you guys today? Are you 4?
Imagine. And a
Like,
short
there's
guy
no
like
coordination.
Foden.
Yeah, there's no coordination at that back.
Completely
That's the
free.
problem. Nobody typically, coordinates the back, and they don't make each other better. There's something that, as much as I always praise Saliba at Arsenal, the guy keeps saying, Gabriel makes me better. He puts me in the right position and makes me to understand that, see, this is what we need to do. So we should be able to communicate and understand, each other. And that's one thing I think these guys, at Manchester United, like, I don't know if the right word is leader. Maybe they don't have any leader at the back, but, Maguire by now should be a leader. I don't know what it takes to be that leader, but nobody's coordinating them. Everybody, let's just do our thing and, let's just hope it works out. But unfortunately for them, it's not working out.
I mean, that's a good segue. Speaking of Arsenal defenders, Gabriel and Saliba, like, what did you think of that performance against Nottingham Forest?
Saliba did not play against Nottingham Forest. Now, should be speaking about the new name now, the new kid on blood, Mosquera.
Yes.
You mentioned hey. So the problem I have with Arteta, if Arteta can just take his love for defense and apply it to our attack, I'll be beating my chest that I'm not scared of Liverpool. See, when it comes to defending, just leave it for Arteta. He knows where to go and find these guys out. He's willing to buy 29 goalkeepers and find that right goalkeeper. He's willing to buy 50 left backs and 49 centre backs till he find that perfect centre back that will play the way he wants to play. He spent most of, I think, over 60% of his transfer budget that he has done, spent so far on his defensive reinforcements. And I don't know, like, I think let me use Arsene Wenger's quote when he was talking about Rob Holding. Let me use it and apply to the real defender here, Mosquera. It's not my fault that he cost just 30 million pounds. Because there's no way Mosquera should be costing 30 million pounds. In this today's market, that guy should be at least, and if it was the masses that was to get him, they were splashing like 60, 70 million in defender like that. The guy was smooth. Funny enough, the only slight error that happened at the back even came for Gabriel. When, they almost scored. Mosquera was smooth. His interceptions, these passes, very, very confident, giving like ground passes. Typically, when you're scared of center back, don't let it go up, and let it go anywhere. The guy was giving ground passes through the middle. Very neat. And he can play right back also. So, man, I don't know. Like I said, what we lack offensively, we have we have abundance of it defensively.
I don't know how these scouts managed to find Mosquera. Like, I was so shocked when I watched him play.
He just cost 30 million pounds.
30 million. His level of
13, 1 and 3.
Center back is such a scary position to play because you are the last line. But this guy on the ball is like he knows I'm meant to be here. Yeah. Like it's like he's been playing there for years. Like, this is my space. And he, unlike Saliba, where he also has that spot where he's also organizing the other defenders. He also gets angry when somebody else makes a mistake. He also shouts. He's trying to on the ball. He can move. He can get out. He can defend. He can head. Like, such a complete defender. So bold. I mean, for like this is, I think this is kind of defender City will be looking for as well.
See, I'm smiling. You can't see I'm just smiling there. No, but seriously, Arsenal defense has always been, since Arteta switched his play, it's been something I've been admiring for a long time. I think the two press conferences, two last press conferences that Arteta had, I think they told him about Raya getting 50% clean sheets, and that's
41 clean sheets in 99 matches.
Exactly, that is legendary. That is unheard of. So I mean, Raya is a great keeper. Like, I didn't, from Brentford to Arsenal, the way he leveled up, terrific. But your defense has to be solid for you to have that amount of clean sheets. And I give it up to the defense, man. I give it up to the right back, your center backs, and your left back. You guys have naturals there. I remember when you were depending on Zinchenko that year. Like, and I
No,
was looking at
Zinchenko slander will be allowed. He
as
did his part.
hey,
When they
that's my
found us,
former player, so I
we
think
were
I'm allowed
fifth. We were
to.
fifth. He took us a second. He did his part.
He did his job.
He did his
He
job.
did, he did his job. He did his job. But I'm saying, like, what I'm saying is, he was a City player, if you understand. And we're the ones that even made him a left back. He was an attacking midfielder, and
Yeah,
we
midfielder.
I think that was
converted him
part
to
of
a
that.
left back. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that was
of
brilliant.
course. I think that was part of the coaching
Yes.
crew. But what I'm just saying is, having proper left backs, having proper right backs, having proper centre backs, it's admirable. Um, I give Arsenal all the props for having a solid defense, honestly. Watching Mosquera this season, when you guys bought him and a lot of Arsenal fans were slandering Arteta, why are
Because
you
we are
going
tired
to
of
buy
defenders,
another one?
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I
I think
get
I was,
you,
to be
but
honest, I must grab
Yeah.
one of the signings that I think I have to apologize
exactly.
generally
Because I
because
remember you.
I have no problem. I did not have a problem with signing Mosquera. I had a problem with the timing. We had not bought
Mm,
an offensive
Yeah.
player by then. And you
mm.
were giving me another defender when I had like
Defender.
59 defenders
Yeah.
in that club. And you're bringing the 60th defender. I'm like, come on, Ateta, what's your problem with this defensive
True.
mansion that you're putting together? But then
True.
again, yeah,
Well,
I'm
probably
excited
if you
about
didn't
it.
buy him on time, another team would have come to pick him up for that
Yeah,
price.
Yeah.
that's another way
Yeah.
to look at it.
And he's Mosquera is one of those kind of signings that if you don't pick him up on time, if you wait one more season, it will cost a lot of money, a whole lot
Yeah.
of money,
No,
because
so
then a lot of
by
eyes will be
next
on him.
season he'll be going free because we're on the last year of his season.
Oh, it was on
Yeah,
his
he
But,
has
last
but
one
then
more year
again,
contract.
you'll be
contract.
I think that was why we got him
but,
cheap as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem by then you'll be competing with the likes of Madrid and Barca, so it might be a little more difficult to
True.
to buy him by
True.
then.
True.
Yeah,
True.
it would be much more difficult to get him. I mean, Eze,
Oof.
what did you think of Eze's debut in an Arsenal
Hey,
shirt?
hey. So hey, see, let me start by I might digress a little bit, but it's because of Eze's brilliance that allow me to digress. At the end of the match yesterday, for some weird reasons, Arsenal fans were very ecstatic about Madueke's performance. Unfortunately, I was not one of them. I'm
Neither was
heading
I.
somewhere. Yes, I'm heading somewhere. Reason being that maybe the expectation for Madueke was so low that when they saw he was able to beat one
Possibly.
or two
Yeah.
players and things, like they were like, okay, this guy is not bad, even if it cost us 52 million thereabouts. But then again, if you watch Eze yesterday, Eze was not all that involved like Madueke. He didn't have the chance to like beat 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, and like that. But you can see timing and decision. Practical example. When Madueke is a defender one-on-one, the first thing he wants to do is I must beat this guy and maybe try and beat another person before I know what to do. As Calafiori gave the ball to Eze, if it was a Madueke will likely dribble that defender, but before he makes a decision, 2 more Nottingham Forest defenders would have fallen back, and by then maybe you will make a pass and you have to go back and we've lost that chance. But you saw Eze's vision. As Calafiori released that ball, one time touch, Eze has seen Gyökeres already. He did not even have to say, let me trap the ball, let me try and beat him, and let me make the pass. That's how you know an elite player. Calculations. As the ball came, one time touch, bam, to Gyökeres, and you know the rest is history. That's what we say. That is exactly how you know an elite player. If you check take-ons, Madueke had more take-ons. But your decision making and your timing is what sets you apart as an elite player. Same thing with Haaland. You can say Haaland might have 3 shots on target, but it's 3-0. The guy will have 4 touches, and you find out his 4 touches
Four
in the whole game
touches
is 4-0.
and he still goes.
Exactly. That
Yeah,
is how
that's
you know
Haaland.
a player that makes it, and that's what Eze did yesterday. To be honest, he wasn't all that very refined yesterday. He lost a couple of balls in the middle of the park when he tried moving in. His passes were not getting there. But the moment you see that let me see what this guy can do. Calafiori gave him the ball. Why I'm so happy or excited is I have suffered on the left wing at Arsenal. I know what Martinelli used my eye to see. That Martinelli will take that ball and he'll be running straight like a scalar quantity.
They will run
He
it
just
outside.
move. Then they will not. Sometimes they will first stop. Then they will not continue the race again. Like they are calling him from the stand. Martinelli, come! And he's going, I'm coming. So the moment I saw it, I'm like, eh? So the ones all of you have been enjoying other clubs that you have a left winger that can get the ball and you don't really. If you notice. So I read, I try to be a little bit deep sometimes. If you notice Gokere's celebration, you could see the excitement with Eze. When he scored, he was just running into Eze.
Everybody.
This is what I need at this club. Don't tell me I should come to the back and be this. Just give me the ball, I will score. He forgot to even do his celebration.
The celebration. I think he did it after when everybody was going.
Exactly, but he really is straight to Eze that Eze, thank you very much. Just give me the ball and I will score. And that's what Eze did, Eze, welcome to the club. Martinelli, wherever you are, God will bless you. Just stay where you are, and be running on the bench, but leave that left wing and never return. God bless you, Eze.
Buttressing on your point, Dami, I always say this, like the best players are able to play about 60% of their game before they actually receive the ball. It's what they do. I remember Thierry Henry talking about the goal he scored against Liverpool. He was saying you have to see the path through to the goal. So Henry wasn't thinking after I beat his first man, what was I going to do? He had already thought of what he was going to do at first dribble, second dribble, and the goal. So he just went straight for what was in his mind. And that's the thing when you mentioned Madueke. I think Madueke thinks, oh, let me get past this guy. And then he gets by this guy, and then he goes, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
And at that time, it's already too late. They've collected the ball or somebody is there to block it. But you could see Eze the place where he put the back pass for Merino to go through, his decisions, you can see it's well thought of before he receives the ball. Like he knows exactly what he wants to do. And sometimes it doesn't come off, but he just keeps trying. And that's just the difference. And that's why these guys get goals and assists. It's not a fluke. There's a reason why Alan is always in the right place. They get the goals, Isibo, what did you think of Arsenal's performance and how they got Nottingham Forest completely dispatched, and also the quality on the bench?
Well, first of all, credit to Arsenal for winning the game. But I don't know why Dami is all excited about this because this is Nottingham Forest. It seems as though you have played Real Madrid, which is not necessary.
At the moment, I don't see any more difference between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. No disrespect to Nottingham Forest.
So
they are almost at par.
If you play Chelsea, I'm not this excited. So I don't know why you're excited over Nottingham Forest.
Because Nottingham Forest is a little bit above Chelsea in football terms now.
So it's a good win. A win is always welcome. It's 3 points. I was overhearing you guys are talking about Madueke. Madueke, you guys really don't know this player. Madueke is somebody that will blow hot and cold. It's just starting with you guys. This is not the same Madueke that was telling journalists Kopama, it's called hat-trick. Oh, Kopama is ice. Me, I'm fire. You say Kopama is cold and I'm fire. See, somebody like Madueke, he's good. His strength is mostly one-on-one take-ons. He has a way to force through the wing, which is obviously a good thing. But sometimes he's very indecisive. He doesn't know when to pass, and sometimes he's very raw. He doesn't have that natural, okay, this is what I need to do next. I need to make the last pass or I need to put somebody in through. And that's something that, well, for now, Arsenal are still waxing lyrical about him. Or I don't see anything that would
really... No, he's the backup, so he's not a starter in the team. So
no, but there are other people now saying that if Saka comes back, are you sure?
No, I know the people. It's either Madueke's cousin, his other brother, and the people from Anambra.
I don't understand.
His village in Lagos.
There are Arsenal fans right now that are feeling like, okay, should we have this discussion about perhaps when Saka comes in, then
These are those
Madueke
Arsenal
happens to
fans.
him.
There's no
We need to
discussion.
know
No,
those.
no, no. They are Arsenal. No, Arsenal fans.
Stop lying against Arsenal
No,
fans.
no, 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 no.
Not
That
fam-
means
There's no Arsenal fans.
Arsenal fans.
I don't think
Arsenal
any Arsenal
fans on
fans.
social media have started
It's
entertaining
not
this idea.
possible. It's Chelsea fans in
No, I
disguise.
don't think
They don't
so.
want
I
Saka
don't
to
think
play. They
so.
don't want Saka to play
Never.
that.
I'm telling you.
Madueke has not scored any goal or made any assists since he joined Arsenal, so I don't believe anybody will
No,
mix
I'm
it
just
up.
telling you the extent to which this hype for Madueke, you people will calm down very soon.
No, we are calm.
No, you're not calm. No, you're not calm. That means
With
you're not calm yet.
Madueke,
You guys are
Chelsea
not
ripped
calm
us
yet,
off.
but-
We've not seen moved on from that.
But like I said, credit to Arsenal. They got the victory. I think the bench looks good, especially when everyone is fit. You know, you have players like Waneri, Lewis Kelly, you know, Martinelli. Martinelli is supposed to be a bench warmer now. You know,
Yeah, that's where it belongs.
yeah, he shouldn't
We
be
have
having.
white on the bench. You know,
Trossard is also on the bench. So
I
I
have Trossard
think
on the bench. Yeah, so.
I think
Nkampi.
Nkampi on the bench. You know,
I think Arsenal has perhaps the strongest bench in the league, if not the best. If you think about those players I just mentioned, many of them naturally they are supposed to start, but because there's competition for places, you know, they can't start. So it's a good one. Like I said, Nottingham Forest is not really Real Madrid, so you guys should calm down from cloud nine. And
when we beat Real Madrid, they said it's not the real Madrid we beat. There's
If you-
nothing Arsenal will do that will satisfy the world. See, we need
if
to
you
put
win
ourselves on the
Real
cross.
Madrid, if
We
you win
beat Real Madrid. They
Liverpool-
said it will not be the real Madrid.
No,
We beat
no,
Man
that's
City
it.
5-1. They said it's not the real Man City we beat. That the Man City we beat was the one that has been depleted.
So what happened?
What do we need to do for you? What can we do?
It wasn't the City with Rodri.
It was not the City with Rodri, exactly. Like, I'm
Always
tired of
moving
you
the
guys.
goalpost.
I swear. But I can't blame you guys. We've not won the trophy, so you can discount all those wins. Does not really matter.
No, this season, even me that I hate Arsenal, this season, don't worry. It's
No. They will run out of steam. They will run out of steam.
I don't think
But
so.
you just said we have one of the best bench. Why do we run out of steam?
No. I mean, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You know, and with 38 games to play, or 38 game Premier League fixture, there's no way you can keep up like all through. I don't think the only thing Arsenal needs now is just maybe injury or setbacks.
They have injuries already now.
Yeah,
Three of our starting players are injured.
So this is why
Saliba,
no
Saka, no Odegaard. You forgot him.
This is why I said you guys have a good squad to use. The reason why I'm saying once injury sets in, when you start having injuries across the team, you see what's happening to Manchester
We
City.
already do.
We have it across the team already now.
No,
in defense, midfield, and attack now.
You have key injuries. It is not across the entire squad. You know,
Last season,
do you expect
I don't understand everybody to die. Listen, but when we had this sort of injury last season,
your midfield is okay now. Odegaard is okay.
Odegaard is injured now.
injured.
He couldn't even start against Liverpool and he's injured again. And when all the matches he won, so we don't even need him to win.
Zubimendi is there. Zubimendi is there in midfield. Declan Rice is there. If not for the Odegaard injury,
that's what we are saying, because we have depth now. So even when we injure, it's not as bad as it used to be before.
Yeah.
I remember when we lost one league to City because Saliba injured or something. Injured. One was Saliba that injured, and the whole team just went down the hill like that.
This is what I'm saying. Your team right now is still complete, even with your injuries. How many injuries you have? Saliba, Saka, Gabriel Jesus,
Odegaard.
Kai Havertz, Odegaard. That's 5.
Those are people that are normal. How many do you want to enjoy?
You said that's 5.
Just 5 now. If you go to
just 5.
No, it's just 5. It's just 5. Come on, you have a squad of 23. If you have 5 players that are injured, you can still.
Okay,
it's not 43. It's not 25 man squad.
It's a
Wait,
25
don't mind Chelsea fans, Joe.
5 players injured. That is.
We're going to talk about Chelsea very soon. So we'll find
now that you're claiming,
Arsenal.
now that Isibo is claiming that Arsenal is going to run out of steam, which we've had key injuries and we're actually looking fine. You, on the other hand, lost the lap.
That
and it seems like Chelsea can no longer win against Brentford.
With so much team.
What's going on?
But this is the beauty of the Premier League. You win some, you draw some. The point is you don't lose games. And why are people sounding as though we lost this game? Sometimes you take on this
If you want to compete at the top, obviously it's a loss.
You don't go and be losing 94th minute against Brentford now. That's not what happens if you want to win the league in game week 4.
If you look at recent histories, Brentford has been a very difficult team for Chelsea to play against. So I think
under Thomas Frank, this is a different manager.
No. Even if yes, but I mean the identity is already there. You know, it's not like
no. This is an empty Brentford.
What
This is not the Brentford. Yes.
Wait. They took out
the only what? The only what?
Wait. I want him to land. Let him land.
Okay.
Are you just hearing about Shad? Shad is playing for them. He scored yesterday.
Okay.
They bought an experienced player in their midfield, Henderson. Henderson is there.
That could not make it Ajax.
Henderson.
No. I'm calling people for you. Van der Berg is there. The guy that
you are calling Henderson.
Yes,
that's what you're calling
Henderson.
Don't do that now. Don't like calling Xhaka in Sunderland.
No, Xhaka is in Sunderland.
You know the guy who
no, he's saying it's just like calling Xhaka of Sunderland because
it's true. Yeah,
come on, now it's past his prime now. It's past his prime.
What are you saying?
It's way past his prime.
No, did you see what he played yesterday? Did you see the passes?
No, we are saying it's against Chelsea.
You allowed him now. You allowed him to pass the ball.
No, you guys
that's our problem with you. You allowed him.
You guys are not being.
They lost Wissa. They lost
Mbeumo.
They lost Mbeumo. I meant they lost Mbeumo.
They
lost the coach. Forget them. They don't knock guard the captain. They now lost the coach.
What about they have a decent goalkeeper as well. Kelleher.
They lost their goalkeeper. They lost their keeper. Flecken.
Wait, hold on, Dami. Are you going to compare Flecken with Kelleher?
I don't understand.
Liverpool's Kelleher.
Yeah, Liverpool's Kelleher now. Back up.
Yeah, calm down.
So all I hear you. So what I'm hearing from Isibo now. He's justifying the 2 points that they dropped. That they met a very, very good team.
No.
What exactly? You should be talking about that Chelsea were not up to standard yesterday. Not you trying to defend Brentford that they were good enough.
I am not justifying the draw. What I'm saying is we came against a team that we have had difficult time playing against, whether it's at Stamford Bridge or at their home.
But it is an entirely different team. The team is depleted and you have an improved team. So, okay, let me give you an example. Let me tell you what you're trying to say now. What you are saying is, since when, let me just take it to the other side of Manchester. Pep has not been able to beat Amorim since. It's just like now saying, today, because of, look at how Man U is now dead. Man U is worse than they were when they met City last season. Pep had no reason not to beat them now. Pep will now come and say, City fan will come and say, Pep has always struggled to beat Amorim. We understand we're not meant to win this game. That's what you're trying to say. You met a worse Brentford team than the Brentford you knew of last season or 2 seasons ago. That's the truth.
It's worse. I think it's worse.
It's worse.
We're not arguing. No, Dami, I am not debating whether the team is worse or better. What I'm saying is there are games where you just need to take the draw. And I felt like we didn't even deserve a draw. I felt like we deserved to win that game because we had more of the ball. They sat back. They only equalized at the last minute through one incredible throw in. And then I don't even want to start with Garnacho now, the way he couldn't mark his man. We will give him one game off. Maybe he's bringing back some of those Manchester United mentality to Chelsea Football Club. So we have to beat him to shape because I don't see how you can lose your marker so casually. If that's what happens in Manchester United, it can't happen in Chelsea. Perhaps what will happen now is maybe Maresca would talk to him, or maybe Maresca will probably put him to the side for a few games. But I feel like he actually did not cover himself.
So if I hear you correctly, the performance that Chelsea put up yesterday was not a champion-like performance. In summary,
it was. No, of course it was. No. Okay, you see, there are so many things you can analyze from this game. If you look at, like I said, the head-to-head, Okay, how it's been difficult for us to obviously get past them. That's one part of it. Another part of it was the lineup. If you see what Maresca did there, Maresca sort of played his hand. I mean, I feel like he did not really see this game as perhaps something he could he take seriously. Because if you look at the starting 11, he's playing what's this defender
Tosin.
Fofana. He's playing Fofana. He's playing Hato. How can you be playing those
Was that
players
team
when you
not good
have
enough to beat
no,
Brentford?
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, no,
it's
no, no, no.
Brentford we're talking about here.
You can play those players, but not from the start when you are away from home. You are away from home.
Sorry, who should he have played? That
No, you could have played. You could have played the standard team. Cucurella was fit. Rhys James was fit, and you can see when the players came in the second half, the game changed.
was Cucurella fully fit.
Cucurella was fit now. Yes, now he was fit now. He's
So they were resting him for.
yes.
No, I'm asking if he
They
was
were
fully
resting
fit.
him.
Maybe I felt they rested him because of
No, no,
maybe
no, no, no,
international
no,
duties and it was, he had
He
fatigue
just
or something.
decided. Maresca just decided to shuffle things. In fact,
Champions League is coming now.
yes, maybe
Yeah,
you can
champs is
argue
coming.
that.
Yeah.
But you see, my argument is this: when you are playing against a team that you yourself have experienced how hard it is to beat them, you are going away from home. You start your best players after the first half. If you feel like the game is finished, then you cannot make changes. You can bring in all these other, fringe players to come in. Look at Gittins. I don't even know how we even spent 50 million on that guy. You know,
That guy reminds me of Madueke at Chelsea.
and Maresca is coming out to say he needs to turn his shyness to so he needs to exude more confidence on the pitch. It shouldn't be too shy to express himself. He couldn't play. He couldn't force the
In
attack. You
in
know,
Maresca's defense, though, those are his players from City Academy. He understands them. He bought. I think he's played with Gittins. He's played with Tosin. He's played with Delap. He's played with Palmer.
yeah,
He's played with. He bought a lot of players that he used at
no,
the
yes.
CDS.
But this is not under 21. This is serious business. You don't because of that now think that these people are going to suddenly push you and you win the league.
Yeah, but most of those players have done well for him. You can't say that okay, one bad egg now defines kind of everything. And let's give him some time.
I feel like he has not lived up to that transfer, Gittins especially, and it was unfortunate that we had a player Estaval. Estaval was injured. He's ill for this game. Player like Estaval on one side, Neto on the other side. They will cause more of a problem. We're already complaining about the lap being injured. He's out for 3 months. We're talking about core players here. So I feel like Maresca.
Sorry, Delap is your core player. I thought it was
We're talking about
Pedro.
core players in the team.
So who is the core player
Yeah,
talking
so,
about now?
I mean, Saka is a core player
I just told you Estava. Estava
So Estava and who are the core players?
will be in this team. Delap would obviously perhaps be in the team as well. If he's not starting,
Is
Come on,
Joao
fit.
Pedro
Come on,
over
fit.
Delap
hold
now?
on. See, you guys don't understand. See, when it comes to tactics, if you look at Joao Pedro doesn't even necessarily play as a 9. He can play on the wing or he can
But
play.
he's the one playing your 9. Either it doesn't play as in that's
He
the
can, but
But he
who
plays
plays
for
your
you as your
9?
9.
The game Delap got injured on the pitch. Delap was our 9. Both of them played. He was playing 10 behind Delap. Delap was
We're
our
talking of
9.
this last match now. Not
No,
this
that's
last
what I'm
match.
saying. I'm saying that if we had other options, if we had better options, okay, Maresca would have used them. I give you an example like Estaval. If Delap was fit, he would be a good option.
So your last match when Joao Pedro was coming at the 10 because Palmer was injured. Don't forget, Palmer is back.
Palmer was wide. Palmer played wide even in that game.
No, Palmer did not play that
Palmer
game.
played wide. I believe Palmer started that game.
No, he was not fit. He did not play that game. Did he play that
Well,
game?
yeah,
He just
but
came
I
back. This
know
was
I
last
know
game.
both of those players, both Pedro and Delap actually started that game together. And if you look at our injury list, Cowell is obviously a big miss. You can't compare Cowell with Tosin. I've seen.
But stop justifying
No,
your
no, no.
horrible
I
display
am not. No,
yesterday.
see, look.
And I think you should be thinking about, because whether you like, your next match is Manchester.
Manchester United. Which of the Manchester is it?
The one on the floor.
The one
The
on the
Manchester on the
floor.
floor. Yes.
No.
But then again, this is the same. These are the same players that are going to go to face them.
Where is that game happening? Is it at Old Trafford? Or
I
is
don't know.
it?
I think
Before we go to that game, I wanted to mention something, Isibo. Let's even delve into what's actually happening. I think Chelsea fans have put the blame too much on Sanchez, their goalkeeper, that they don't even understand how weak their defense is.
Sanchez did well yesterday.
You look at what happened, the goal Shade scored, like it was carbon copy of what Joshua King did to Tosi. He just took him, caught him, and scored.
Exactly. That is
mind
exactly
you,
the point.
You have a defender injured in Kobe, right? You are taking Tosin again away to Bayern Munich. So Chelsea, with all their numbers, because arguably you guys have almost like one of the most numbers in the league when it comes to squad, right? So is it like
Europe,
your squad is not really good? Is that what you're trying to tell us now?
They have 5 dressing
fluke?
rooms. They have some dressing room in France, in Strasbourg. Maybe the dressing room for some Chelsea players there.
If you go by what you just sort of looked at, especially at that centre back, I feel like that's a big problem when we play Bayern. Okay, because even if Maresca chooses to bring back the left wing back and the right wing back, it doesn't accommodate for that centre back position. Chalobah is fantastic. See, I keep telling people that people are sleeping on Chalobah. That guy is too good. He's very composed, one-on-one. He can play through line passes. He can even attack the ball when obviously for set pieces and all. But you see that Tosin, I don't know. It's like this one we got him free. At least it's good. It's good we got him for free. What will happen is this: maybe towards January, if he continues like this, we'll just package him and find one club that will pay us 5 million. We'll make our profit from there and just count our losses. No. That is it.
The guy's an ekpa.
The other one, you see, that is the problem we have. That centre back. This is why when we had that injury to Cole, I think there were reports that Maresca was really keen on getting a replacement centre back. But the board, obviously, for their own obvious reason, they said they don't want to sign anybody that will have enough cover. Who is the cover? Tosin. Unreliable when it comes to one-on-one. Fofana, he cannot even stay fit. He can't stay fit. That guy hasn't played up to even, I don't think he has played up to 20 games since he signed for Chelsea. You have the crazy, for lack of a better word, the unreliable defender called Badashiri. That one is even injured. He's not even important because even if he's fit, I don't think he'll be able to do anything. So when we look at the personnel we have, I think we are still short in centre back.
So you're saying after 300 million, your squad depth is a fluke?
No. We did not sign players. We haven't signed. Okay, who have we signed in defense? We haven't signed players in defense apart from the wing backs, the white players. Hato. We don't have centre backs. The centre backs are the ones you already know. Chalobah has been at Chelsea. Tosin, he played at Chelsea last season. Badashili, he played at Chelsea the last season. The other guy who is who's in the bomb squad now, what's his name? The guy who played in Aston Villa. What's his name? The centre back that played in Aston Villa from Chelsea on loan. Disasi is in the bomb squad. He's always
they've taken him out of the lineup. Him and Sterling,
he's not there. They are not in the squad at all. So when you say centre back, we've always been complaining that if anything happens to Colwill, even the Chalobah that we are using to pair Colwill, even he was not there before. We had to call him back from a loan in January. So we don't have any.
But whose fault is that now? He misplaced priorities now. If you spend 300 million now, they're spending the wrong places.
I mean, they were signing 2 strikers.
Exactly now. You signed 2 strikers, just the one you want had away. Got 3 wingers.
When you say in hindsight, perhaps the club felt like Colwill obviously is irregular. He would always start. Chalobah was already getting into his form. He would start as well. So I think all of this just, this came as a maybe surprise to the board.
100 million. We have Mosquera for you. 100 million. rising to
You're
150.
laughing. Like,
But
You want to sell
an awesome deal
mascara?
for
no,
Are
Chelsea.
you
no,
sure
no, no.
about that?
But
100 million.
if you still look at that defense, there are ways to sort of try to tighten it up, especially when Maresca decides that among the back four, only three can sit, and then you move one of the wide players into midfield. That's what Cucurella is doing. That's what even Rich James is doing. So I feel like perhaps with that, we might be able to, find some sort of stopgap to some of all these defensive frailties. But we'll see what Bayern Munich holds, and I don't think that we will lose that game. Even though people are thinking that they will run us over, but we'll see.
Joker. You
I
cannot
think
beat
Jackson is going to score.
Henderson. Henderson FC.
I think
Jackson will score
Jackson will
will
even
score the
score.
fourth goal.
I'm telling you.
Because by then it'll be 3, so they'll bring us 70th minute, we'll score the fourth goal.
And he will celebrate.
He
He
will
As
celebrate.
long as
won't do like this.
as long as Nicolas Jackson does not score, because he's already saying he's going to celebrate if he scores Chelsea.
100%.
He will dance African dance. We've not seen anything.
Just like
Let's
yesterday, the commentator said the only thing West Ham can take away from that Tottenham loss is that Kudus didn't score. Because the way Kudus tried, it was like even the god of football didn't just want Kudus to score.
But that is what you expect from fans. Fans can be very sentimental or emotional about these things. Who wants their old boy to come to their club and score? When Adebayo scored against Arsenal around half, I was with Tammy.
He ran the full length of the field. Full length.
The full length of the field.
He said he used all his power to.
Were you pleased? Were you pleased when you saw that? Nobody is
But
pleased.
with Arsenal, it's normal. All our ex-players always find a way to score against us. So I think we're used to that.
let's talk about a team that can at least get a win at the 95th minute by the Egyptian king once again, Mo Salah. Liverpool beating Burnley, which I think everyone thinks Burnley is not that good of a team. But how come Liverpool is scraping a win from Burnley at the 95th minute? I'll go to you for on this one. But that said, Liverpool do have all 4 wins, 12 points clear, and looks like they are heading for it this season again.
Crazy, man. Seems like Liverpool have been scraping and doing everything they can do for the last 4 matches. Well, I won't say 4. The only reason why I won't say it's the 4, because Arsenal let Liverpool do what they did. Because I believe if Arsenal was a little bit more confident, they kind of would have given Liverpool a run for their money. I think Arteta respected Liverpool too much because Bournemouth didn't. Semedo, or what's his name? That Bournemouth player.
Semenyo.
Yeah, Semenyo. He did not. And I watched that game. I watched the first game. Oh my God. I don't even know what he's still doing in Bournemouth, to be honest. But that's even.
And he signed a new contract, unfortunately for him.
Unfortunately for him, because the boy looks confident. He's big, he's strong. He plays like Rafael Leao. Like he's a top player. Left to me, or I don't know about anybody else. But the Burnley win, Burnley defensively, I would say they know what they're doing defensively. I watched the previous match. I don't know who they played though. But I watched the match again before Liverpool, and I saw how well they played defensively. So I wasn't surprised that Liverpool it was going to be tough for Liverpool to win them. I thought Liverpool would win maybe 1-0, 2-0 early during the game. But the fact that when I saw the game progressing and Liverpool not being able to score, and then Burnley getting the red card, that's when I knew, okay, yes, that was going to be a bit tough. Let's not forget Burnley got a red card. So, and that's when Liverpool now scored in the 94th minute because, what's his name? Hannibal put his hand in an unnatural position for the penalty. You could see the disappointment in his face. You could see the disappointment in everybody's face. Like, what was that? 93rd minute, conceding a penalty when it looked like, even with 10 men down, one man down, it looked like they were going for the draw. That's the same thing that happened against Newcastle. Newcastle came from 2-0 with one man down. So I just believe Liverpool defensively they're still struggling because Burnley too had some chances. They're struggling, and that's also affecting the attack. So left to me, I don't think they deserve the win. I believe it was meant to be a draw. I believe the red card changed the whole game. So yeah, that's my take on the game.
Isabel, you were saying something earlier.
Yeah, I was just commenting on Semenyo. As good a player as he is, it could perhaps be that he's just a big fish in a small pond. We are seeing what's happening with Mbeumo right now. He's a shadow of himself at Manchester United. He's supposed to be the shining light there. So I feel like sometimes it's good for players to perhaps maybe stay at their level. That's not to say there's anything wrong with him making the upgrade in terms of his club. But yeah. But going to the game, the Liverpool game against Burnley, I think that Liverpool did what they normally do. They don't have to be perfect, but they will still get the 3 points. I think that's what really separates them from the rest of the chasing pack. If you look at the likes of even Arsenal, when Arsenal is terrible, sometimes they don't get the results. That's what made them obviously not get to that, first position in the last few years. So I feel like Liverpool would probably say that they got the 3 points. That's what's important. But it was very hard. It was very hard for Burnley because they did everything perfect. There was like, I think the statistics was like, I think 15, 16 blocks from Liverpool players. They were throwing their body on the line, just to make sure they don't concede. Mo Salah was just nowhere to be found. He didn't play anything, and then suddenly there's a penalty. He scores it. Everyone thinks that he's this, he's done. Obviously, I give credit. Mo Salah is a wonderful player, but when it comes to sort of looking at some of the games, sometimes you see Mo Salah just disappears, but then he comes up with the goals, and then everyone says, okay, yes, he's done his part, he scored his goal, move on, So I feel like I think I have a different way of looking at this. I think it's actually very worrisome that a team like Liverpool, not playing well, are still getting 3 points. Isaac is not in this team. When Isaac comes to this team, and this team is jelly, they can give you 5, 6, and they will move on. So I feel like they are still the team to beat. It's going to be very, very hard to see anyone taking them off that top position still. But I still feel like Chelsea have a huge stake this season in the Premier League, and I think we'll give them a run for it.
Coming to Dabby on this one.
We have a comedian in the house.
I like how
I don't even know how the comedian just casually cracked a joke that he casually cracked a joke.
People don't see what we see. We can see this.
What I see is that you've dropped 4 points against Crystal Palace and Brentford. You've not played any big team yet. You're dropping points already, like no man's business.
Come on, what are you saying? Is Crystal Palace not? Crystal Palace they have the title from last season. They won.
What does that mean? They finished 9th or 10th. What are you telling me? Brentford, empty Brentford. What are you saying?
Do you know that Crystal Palace have been? I think Crystal Palace they've been on. I think is it 14-game unbeaten run now.
They have the longest unbeaten in Premier League.
You can't. Why are you pushing over Crystal Palace? If you can't, the thing with Crystal Palace is they don't lose. You can't win them. So if Crystal Palace can't win, they'll make sure they can't lose that game, and that's how competitive they are. You look at.
So I like the matter of fact that you always defend when your team can't get the results.
No.
So you are going to just learn how to do this.
But
just continue because you are going to have a lot of defending.
But I was.
And I hope that next week when you play the other side of Manchester United, the mother of Manchester, you don't have to defend the game.
No. There's no defending.
You should tell me that Sesko was bought of 35 million. It's not easy against that tall-looking Sesko.
But being frank, I read already called out some of the errors. I told you how Tosin was not on top of his game. I told you how
Tosin does not have a game,
Garnacho,
so he cannot be on top. He's a below average player. So
I
what good
told
is
you
that?
I told you how Garnacho couldn't mark his player and let the striker obviously score that goal. So anyway, but going back to the Liverpool game, I think that we've just seen Liverpool do what they do. You can't write Liverpool off, even if it's in the 94th, 95th minute. They will find a way to just win the game, and credit to them for doing that.
Yeah, you see, but I
Yeah.
hear you on that. Sorry, Tolu,
Okay.
but you know, for me, I understand if they do well for 2 games and then there's one game that is tough and they still win, but it's almost like 4 games in a row, though, that they've been having to struggle to win. Like it's just like it's like everything in life. Like when you're struggling to do something, there's always going to be that fall. It's looking, yeah, like I said, I understand the Isak issue. I understand that Isak is still coming into the team, but they're conceding goals. Burnley can't score. Burnley can't score anybody. Burnley is not a team that scores anybody. But Liverpool struggled against Newcastle. Even with one man down, Liverpool struggled against Bournemouth. And that was Bournemouth. We know it's Bournemouth. Everybody expects Liverpool to win them. They scored 2 late goals. And those 2 late goals, believe me,
At
after the
Anfield, don't
3-2,
forget Anfield. I think that was
Anfield.
Anfield.
And that was the first game of the season. That's where you're meant to actually even prove yourself. And after that third goal, you could tell that Bournemouth were already out of it. There's some goals that just demoralize you, and then they hit you with another one, and then the game is over. So left to me, it's like a 3-2. But they struggled. Let's not. It's always like they're struggling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just seeing something different. But and again, they struggle to win Arsenal. Let's not even lie, because if Arsenal, yeah, Dami knows how me I always abuse Arsenal, but I'm just being very, very factual here. Like, if Arsenal gave Liverpool a run for their money, that match would have probably ended 1-1 or Arsenal winning 2-1. Because with this Liverpool, if Ateta looked at this whole Liverpool, if Ateta watched that Burnley game and maybe Arsenal was going to be after Burnley, he probably wouldn't have respected them the way he respected them.
I agree. I agree.
Gabi, do you think Isak changes this struggle, or it's just for the meantime and Liverpool is about to get going?
See, I'm scared. That's the truth. If Isaac joins this team, yeah, the honest truth is finished. The only thing that I'm a little bit positive about is that sometimes Isaac does not really stay fit. He's quote unquote a little bit injury prone. And sometimes he can go 2 months and he's injured. And the good thing, Salah is also going to go for AFCON for 6 weeks. I just hope that his injury coincides with. I don't wish him bad. I hope his fitness coincides with Salah's absence.
But I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Isak, is he injured? Is he official?
No,
Like,
he
No,
didn't. No
it's not. It's
preseason.
rusty. Match
it's
rusty.
Match
Yeah,
fitness.
yeah, that's what Slot
But he
said.
played in in the Euros qualifier now. He
Oh,
played for
he did
Sweden
not
now.
play in
He
in
came
Europe.
in. He came in for Sweden.
Yeah, but with club football is different. You have to integrate into the team. There's already a system where Isak already understands with Sweden. He is used to
Ola,
the coach, used to
all
the
these things you are
players.
saying. All these things you are saying. Do you know how much they bought that guy?
No, my slot is a joker. Slot is a joker.
Yes. You see, you are supposed to be calling out slots. That guy, there's something wrong with him because
He should be on the
Well,
bench.
I
he should
don't.
be on the bench at the very least. It was
Well,
not even
I
the match
actually
they
don't.
scored.
Actually, yeah, I honestly left to me. I won't lie. I kind of understand where Slot is coming from. Unlike, look at what you're blaming Garnacho for not performing well. Garnacho and um Isak are in the same situation. They didn't have a preseason with their old team and with their new team. You're going to be very rusty. Throwing Garnacho into that game like that was wrong. It was a rookie mistake. Someone like Pep, even Arteta won't do that. Pep, Arteta, Slot. Those are top managers. They won't do that. Mourinho will not do that.
The difference here is that when we brought in Garnacho, we were trying to score. We were losing 1-0. We even turned the game around. So we scored and it was 2-1. The problem we have with Garnacho is that he couldn't do his defensive duties when it was time to do
That's
it.
one little mistake, bro. He could have learned it in the preseason. There are many things you learn in preseason. There are many things that you understand. You understand your team better. Your team understands you. This Liverpool and Chelsea, let's just put it like that. Liverpool is going for the title. Chelsea, maybe, or let's just say, okay, let me not insult Chelsea because Chelsea are also going for the title. Liverpool are defending a title.
We're still unbeaten. Still unbeaten.
So Liverpool are defending a title, so they're pushing for it. So I understand why he will actually put Isak out of the Mate squad. He wants probably next match he'll probably put him. I don't think so because they're playing Champions League, but I don't know. But it'll just give him time. Let's just give him time to integrate in the squad. I have no doubt Isak is going to be fantastic.
Isak is going to bank, like Liverpool's going to bank.
Yeah.
He's scoring 20 goals every season with average Newcastle.
You see, that is why it goes back to what I said about this Liverpool team. If they are struggling to win when they are playing badly, they now have somebody like Isak.
They now have Isak. He's all over. So I'm not.
So that's why I said have their defensive struggles. So you can't take that away from them.
You know, when you get the ball, you can come and say you want to attack my defense. If I'm scoring you 5,
they score 5, you score 2. They win
not 2. Move on now.
They score 5.
But look at
Baka of that year, Fola. That year of Baka, when Baka was Baka, you will score them.
You will
score. Collect 4 or 5.
Give you 4 5.
Yeah, but you scored that one, but they had a solid
defense. It
doesn't
matter.
They had a solid defense.
No, Baka didn't have a solid defense.
Baka, I can't remember when last Baka like
even Piqué couldn't even defend.
Even Piqué wasn't all that. Apart from Puyol, all the defenders were all very, very questionable.
Only Puyol was good. The rest of them were useless.
Yes, they were all very questionable. Baka will score you very well, So yeah, like
so you think you're comparing this new Liverpool with Isak to the Barcelona there?
How are we going to compare them? They're not any. That's a disgrace. Baka had Messi now.
No.
You can't compare them. I was just trying to tell you that Liverpool can also try and outscore you.
That was a golden thing. I don't think Liverpool.
Okay. I just wanted to. Let's get
That's a very good thing. If you look at the squad, especially the midfield is quite scary as well. So was I and Gravenberch. I'm not really too sure.
So I don't think the midfield is scary, to be honest. Their midfield is flat.
The rest is the one that I don't.
Szoboszlai cannot enter the midfield anymore. There's no space for him. That's why he's playing right back now.
Yeah.
They can't bench their 100 million flop for now. Because as far as I'm concerned,
I think Slot might have to
115.
They've been arguing that it's 100 million. That the remaining money is not achievable.
I think he might be
because Mosquera cost 13, so that 15 matters. 115.
People will be surprised. Slot might end up. Slot might end up putting rates on the bench for a few games and play Ekitike.
You can't pay 100 million.
No, you can't.
It's too early. You can't.
How much did they sign?
It's too early.
How much was it?
75 million now.
75.
Yeah. I mean, why are you saying 75 million? Like 75 million now?
No, as you want to bench 100 million. You can't bench Vets. It's not possible. As you will play him to the ground.
I mean, I know Slot won the title last year, but I would like to see Liverpool in the last 10 games. If Arsenal is serious, and let's go on those runs that, what happened with City, 89, 91 points. Let's see Liverpool in those 10 last games. I want to see how their bench can hold up, having to shut the Champions League and doing that as well. I think that's where the real test will be for them. I don't think Slot has been under that pressure and that intensity as he won the league last year. We made it so easy. But speaking of good defenses, a lot of people underrated this manager, which I don't understand why. Thomas Frank. I believe he's only considered one goal with Spurs.
Yeah, I never. Okay.
He seems to be doing well. They just beat West Ham again, though West Ham is not a useful team at the moment. But still, This guy is. I love his tactical flexibility. I mean, what do you think of Thomas Frank?
Yeah, I've never underestimated Thomas Frank. Never, ever, ever. When Man United was in between Amorim and Thomas Frank, I was scared because I was like, Thomas Frank. No, like Man U made a big mistake going for
Yeah,
Amorim and leaving Thomas Frank.
it should have
What was
stopped
that?
it from the Premier League. You know,
Sorry, what did you say?
Manu got it wrong. I don't think that experiment was the right one for them.
100%, 100%. And I'll say I'm partly a Spurs fan because my father grew up in London. He's been a Spurs fan all his life. So Spurs growth, I've got to watch numerous Spurs games with him because even if I hated them, just watching them, but I just had to. So the growth and understanding who Thomas Frank was in Brentford, like, believe me, I know he's a top manager. One thing I love about him also, like you said, is his tactical flexibility. Very different from Amorim. Not somebody saying, "Oh, I'm stuck in my ways" and stuff like that. City game, play three at the back. The next game, play two at the back. That is somebody that you know that come rain, come shine, man. I'm going to twist, I'm going to bend, I'm going to make it work. And that's a top manager for me. That's a top Premier League manager. Like I said, and like Isibo said, man, you made a big mistake not getting Thomas Frank. And kudos to Spurs, man. I'm so happy for them. They look solid. They look like a top team. They look like they're going to fight for a title. I'm not talking about the Premier League title. It might be the FA Cup or Carling Cup because Champions League and Premier
And
League are
this
also
one
there.
the same Spurs that Bournemouth beat at home
No, no, no,
1-0
no.
last 2 weeks.
That is why I
Eh?
disagree. You know, Tottenham and Tottenham. I disagree.
Spurs are Spurs. They still lost 1-0 to
No,
Bournemouth
that mean
last
that,
week.
that's a one-off thing now.
So.
They are
Bournemouth
very
is not
Spurs, Spurs
Bournemouth against Liverpool showed me that Bournemouth is ready for a challenge with any team. It doesn't matter who it is. I just believe they're going to just challenge anybody. They're
yeah,
like the
Bournemouth
new
are a good
Crystal
side.
Palace.
Bournemouth are a good side.
But amount is tougher than Brentford, to be fair. Sibo. I mean, like
and you've not met Bournemouth yet, is it, boy?
This Tolu has been shading, man. Look at
No,
just
no,
put
no,
it
no,
in
no,
there,
yeah.
just
You're,
softly.
you're
So
dropping
is it boy can have an
you're
excuse
dropping
next
quiet
time?
subs there.
I'm telling
Okay.
you, better subs.
So
they're
yeah, Bournemouth are a good team, but we'll just have to wait and see. When we play them, we'll see how far they can go. We'll just see. But they're a
Damn,
good
what
team.
makes yeah, do you think Spurs have finally found the right manager? I mean, they've tried different managers, and aside from his tactical flexibility, what makes this guy good? Because I also agree with Fola. I think he's a very good manager.
Yeah, I think the first thing about why I like Thomas Frank is he loves Arsenal and he respects us a lot. Like he has loved us since his Brentford days. Anytime he wants to play Arsenal, we praise us, sing all sorts of, say all sort of lovely things. And I think he made a schoolboy error in his first press conference for Spurs. And then after he finished praising Arsenal, he was like, "Oh, I think I just made an error. He has forgotten his now that you don't praise you." So that's an aside. But then again, they've assembled like a good squad. You have Xavi Simons, he got an assist yesterday, very fantastic player. Chelsea were doing dilly-dallying around him instead of them to quickly grab him. And they were going to Garnacho's camp. I hope that works out well for them. They also have Kudus at the other side. I'm so excited he didn't get easy. If not, every weekend I'll be crying. So now sports play a little bit differently, very, very flexible. They're now a little bit of a joy to watch attacking wise, unlike before, it was an eyesore watching sports. Nothing was just clicking, it was just very, very like a strong method that could not bend. But now, I watched that game against City. I was happy they beat City though. But you could see them moving, it was just free flowing. You know, I don't know. I don't know what. And to be fair, I don't want to discredit everything that Angie has done because winning Europa League is no small feat. That's the
They
truth.
played
Even
Mayu. They played Mayu.
if you can only beat what's in front of you, unfortunately. Even if you ended up in 17th,
Yeah,
and that's why I'm trying as much as possible because there's a way you praise the new coach. It will not be like a disregard on the former coach that was there because Angie did very okay too. I think he finished fifth to them his first season then before he won the Europa League. But then again, it just game week 4. He's lost one match already and he has won I think 3 matches and considered one goal like Tolu has said. But you can see the difference. They don't have Son anymore. They still look very good. Kulusevski is injured. They still look very good. And they have like exciting player like that Xavi Simons and Kudus. Those guys are
Kudus
good
is
on their
really
feet.
solid.
They can be their man. Those kind of tricky you want to see in the EPL, and things
And
like
that
that. So
Johnson boy, that Johnson
yeah,
guy,
Brent
that
Johnson, now
mm,
he blows hot and cool sometimes. The guy,
but when it's hot, it's hot. So
yeah, he
It's
blows
like
hot and cool
Martinelli.
sometimes. I don't
it's
think
not as
anybody's
bad
as
as
bad as
Martinelli.
nobody's as bad as Martinelli, please. But then I think Spurs will not be a worthy opponent in the league this year, and I don't know how he's going to do it with Champions League football. I just hope he can
It's
manage
going to be
to
tough. He doesn't
manage
have the
his squad.
depth.
Yeah, it doesn't
He
have the
doesn't have
depth,
the
but
depth.
the first team is very, very solid now. And at the back too, all of a sudden they're looking good. We need to speak about Spence. That guy is now a revelation. The guy has been fantastic. I can't forget Spence. I don't know to if you can remember when Nottingham beat Arsenal. I think it was 2-0 or 1-0 in the FA Cup. I think like 5
Yes,
years
yes,
ago.
yes. I was
What
watching him since he was in
what Spence did to
Nottingham
Arsenal that day,
Forest actually.
I can never forget. So
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
happy
forget
that
that.
he's getting his flowers now at Spurs because they almost felt he wasn't good
I
enough.
don't think a player that is yet to really surprise me is Solanke. He hasn't really.
Everybody I know that Solanke was, I don't know, it was
I mean,
one season wonder.
but he did well at what was he?
Bournemouth was at Bournemouth. He scored
Bournemouth.
19. He
As you
He did
scored
well
19
said
at
EPL goals
earlier,
now.
when you were speaking about Semenyo, sometimes it's good you just
yeah,
stay.
it's good to
You
see.
stay.
That's what sometimes you just stay in your small comfort zone because
Yeah,
So yeah, he has not found his foot. And to be fair, injuries has not been kind to him at the same time. But I don't
true.
think it's all that. He's just an average player. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you see, but how much of a challenge do you think Thomas Frank will face in having to rotate the squad for the Champions League?
It's going to be very difficult. I don't think they have enough depth in the squad. The first 11 are quite decent, but when you go down to the deep into the squad, I don't think they really have what it takes. Um, if you look at the fixtures they have in the Champions League, there are a few fixtures there that are quite kind to them, but there are others that you look at and think yeah, it's probably something that they have to really, really be concerned about. So Thomas Frank would need to really, rely heavily on his managerial skills. He has to really be on top of things. If you and he's somebody that I feel he can do his best. But this is new territory for him as well. Champions League is no child's play. So you have the big managers who go to play the league football, they go to Champions League and they get humbled. So I don't think Thomas Frank should take it, just as it is. He needs to really plan and sort of think about how to get the best from this team. But I feel like they have a good chance, especially in the league. I think they have a good chance in the league to do something good. But it's kind of looking at other games. I think they have Villarreal. Villarreal will be a decent opponent. We'll use that to sort of gauge where they are in terms of their football. So after the Champions League game against Villarreal at home, if they can get a win from that, it gives them some confidence moving into the other fixtures in the Champions League. So I feel they stand, and the new format helps as well. I think this new format really helps teams that are kind of mid-level, such that you don't necessarily need to qualify, first to eighth position. Once you are between that eight to, I think it's position 24. Is that correct? You
Yeah.
only have a few about eight teams or thereabout that leave the competition. The rest others can progress to the next level. Then the ones beneath 24, they move to Europa League. So I think it gives Tottenham an opportunity to obviously get to the next round of the competition, especially this new format, and I think they will do okay. Really.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, include your comments in our comment section. All right, guys. Goodbye.
Have a good one, Tolu. Have a good one, Isibo.
Yes, take care, guys.